Never really got a chance to drive a stock car until the Super Cup Series sprung up.
Super Cup is a bunch of guys that love to race for the reason that we race. I can't go anywhere else and have the fun that we're having. Full-size 3,300-pound stock car, 600 horsepower.
I always dreamed of driving a stock car, but I never thought I would get to this level. So to actually be driving a full-size stock car is a dream come true for me.
You know, Super Cup, this is the real, nuts and bolts of racing. You know, it just goes back to having fun and families get together.
The Super Cup cars are awesome. They're a blast to drive. They have good horsepower, and to be here in a Super Cup car is one of my favorite things. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, I don't think.
It's the Super Cup Stock Car Racing Series, round number 3 from Smithton, Pennsylvania. Short track racing the way it used to be. Hi, everybody. I'm Doc Riley, and welcome to our coverage of the Ansel Tire Outlet 50 at Motordrome Speedway. Since 1971, this track has had an awful lot of great memories for a number of great drivers. Let's check in with event sponsor and driver Lou Ansel.
Well, Motordrome's probably the fastest track we're going to race on. It's a true half mile. Most of the tracks we run are 3/8. We run 1/4 mile track. We're probably running, 100, 110 down the chutes and 70 through the corners. So it's a good ride around here. It's a fast track, fun track.
Well, it's only a 50-lap race, so you don't have a whole lot of time to screw around to get up there. You run a little different setup in the car, and you need to get going a whole lot faster than letting everything thin out.
Let's take a look at our starting lineup. J.P. Crabtree on the pole in the number 83. Kevin Cromer, one win in the series. He's in the number 77 ride. Row number 2, Jimmy Crabtree in the number 63 car. And Brian Harrison on board the 15. Row number 3, Harvey Harrison, who picked up the win last time at Ona Raceway. And Jody Harrison, the series points champion from last year, is in car number 75. Row 4, Brandon Harrison looking for a good run here, and Jason Roberts, a former Rookie of the Year on the Super Cup Stock Car Series. Row number 5, Brent Nelson in the number 80, and Tim McLaughlin on board the 38 ride. Rob Boris in the 88 looking for good efforts here, and Stephen Cox in the 21, a couple of road racers with some great experience. That makes up row number 6. In row 7, Brent Cross on the 47, and our sponsor, Lou Ansel in the number 9. Racing Lou is here. He loves this track, and it should be a great 50-lap feature tonight. And the 52 ride of Kyle Cromer. He's a second-generation racer. His dad in the 77 car. Kyle, first night of racing in a big, steel, high-horsepower stock car. He's won a couple of go-kart championships to his credit. In the Bochette timepiece is number 21, and Stephen Cox. He's on board. We'll go back to him throughout the evening. We are green flag right now as they roar by at the Motordrome. And we see 83, J.P. Crabtree, the rookie, and Kevin Cromer in the 77. The rookies rear all over the place at 83. This is a 4/10 mile track, and handling is going to be key.
I really don't think about racing against my dad too much. Just if he's another guy out there that I'm racing against, hopefully I beat him, so we talk a little bit, on the way back home. But strategy coming in here, just like I did last time, try to keep the nose clean and stay out of trouble and just be there at the end, not overdrive it.
It's one of the hallmarks of the Super Cup Stock Car Series. You've got fathers and sons racing against each other. J.P. Crabtree in the 83, Jimmy in the 63. Let's check in now with Dad.
Coming into this race, with only a handful of races left, you really can't have a bad race. You need to qualify good, you need to get the bonus points, and you're going to have to run every race hard, like it's the last race, I think. So that's our plan.
A guy who's making it look easy, Kevin Cromer in the 77. He is making his way around this 410 track just perfect. His line perfect. Every single spot hits it with just precision every single lap. On board now with Stephen Cox. Let's talk to his crew chief, J.J. Peck, on the prep for this car.
We just wanted to get the car settled down. I mean, right when we were starting practice, it was all over the place. I wanted to jump around a bunch, so I finally got the car settled in. I got him real comfortable with it. We made some changes to make the car a little bit faster. So last year we ran here, it was a sprint race pretty much right off the get-go. I think if you can survive 20 laps without anything on your car and you just keep it together, keep yourself in the top 5, I think you're going to have a strong run at the end. So I think it's going to take a little patience, but you can't sit too long. So it's going to take more of the aggressive guys to actually get there, but you just can't get yourself in trouble.
J.J. Peck says don't get yourself in trouble. That's going to be very tough to do here at this racetrack. The battle for the lead, 77, Kevin Cromer, and the 63 of Jimmy Crabtree. And Crabtree wearing out the bumper on Cromer. But Kevin, again, continues to make just the perfect line around this track. Hits his mark every single time. He's going right to the low end. Crabtree trying the top end. Let's take a look now at the top 5. Cromer, number 1. J.P. Crabtree, number 5. Back with more of the Ansel Tire Outlet 50 right after this. Welcome back to the Motordrome Speedway in Smithton, Pennsylvania. Just about a half hour outside of Pittsburgh. Racing the way it used to be. Oh, the number 80 car slows on the backstretch. It's Brent Nelson, your leader. The 77, Kevin Cromer, running second. 63, Jimmy Crabtree. What a contrasted driving styles they both have. Take a look at the pits. A shredded tire, it appears, on the 80 ride. Tough break for Brent Nelson out of Petersburg, West Virginia. This young man's not had any luck so far this season. As they take that tire off. Pit stop's not mandatory here in the Super Cup Stock Car Racing Series, but if you need to take some time to get it right and tight, you have to do that. The problem, laps are just going by, and that point standing is so very, very important. But he's back on track. That's going to hurt. Tell you what else hurts. Look at the sidewall of this tire. Ripped up big time. So Brent Nelson will get back out and will attempt to gain some points, but losing that much ground is going to hurt him. He'll be probably outside the top 10 easy. Back up front, Kevin Cromer continues to pace the field here. Not an easy week for this man and his team. They had engine problems, and they really had to dig to try to get the right power plant for this particular race.
We broke the motor at Ona, and I had my motor guy come down and take a look at it, and Tuesday night we broke the camshaft in the garage. So we worked Wednesday and Thursday, put a new motor in the car. I'm hoping it handles a little different. We found some stuff wrong on the front end that we overlooked. But with the deal we went through with the motor, we went through the car pretty good, so hopefully we found everything. I'm hoping it performs a whole lot better here. I like the track. It's a nice track to run on. It's a half mile, I believe, and we can get up and get some speed going here. I mean, when it was just a disaster for us, we took a big hit in points. It's going to be really, really tough to get back up where we want to be.
A great battle for the lead. The 51 car and Harvey Harrison, who won at Ona, is up there. The 75, that's Jody Harrison, the points champion from a year ago. Got some very tough racing up front. And again, the man that paces the field, the 77 ride, Kevin Cromer. Right behind him, Jimmy Crabtree out of Muncie, Indiana, the 63. Jody Harrison running fourth, sustained a nasty crash at Ona Speedway.
We was flattening out the right side there where I pancaked on the guardrail, and I actually brought a piece of the guardrail home with me and the bolt. It was bent like a J. As far as the car goes, it's pretty much back to where it was. We put a new rear end tube in it and a truck arm. It's actually a little bit better than it was. So I think it lengthened the right side wheelbase just a tick, and that's helping it turn a little bit better. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Jody Harrison, they call him the Hurricane. He's the 2011 Point Series champion. He's chasing his third title. He'd make history there. On board now with Stephen Cox, a road racer out of Indianapolis, in the 21 ride. And right in front of him, the 88, Rob Morris, on his racing career and how he got to the Super Cup Stock Car Series after a great career running on the twists and turns of a road course.
I started racing in go-karts when we were 11, about 1975, 1976. We raced all up and down the East Coast, every pretty much road course that you can think of. Got to be where I wanted a different challenge, and I got a road course car, an XASA car, that we would run at our home track at Summit Point. And little did I know that there was a V8 stock car road racing series that runs the same road courses I'd been racing my whole life. So we did that for a few years, and last year we went out and ran another guy's car in the K&N Pro Series at Sonoma as a road course car. It was kind of a great, humbling experience because that was where I think the money was going to run out. So this is all about fun for me, just like the rest of these guys here. But I'm here to be competitive and to eventually try to win some of these races. So we're going to do our homework this year, especially tonight at this track. Take notes, learn the track, race everybody, and come out of here with the best we can. And hopefully we don't have as much contact as we did at Ona Speedway.
What a refreshing thing to hear from a racer. Take some notes and learn. Rob Morris, that road racer, putting it together here on the Super Cup Stock Car Series. You know, these are 3,300-pound all steel stock cars, 364 cubic inches, a whole lot of horsepower, 600 to 800 horsepower, and you can have an awful lot of fun running here. This is a tight little course, and you have to be able to diamond the course or be able to come through the course. Into the pits right now, the number 9 car, and that is Lou Ansel. Lou Ansel from just down the road in McClendon, Pennsylvania. He'll have to see exactly what's wrong. It looks like all 4 up. They're going to the hood right now, and that could be any number of things, putting Lou Ansel on the sidelines here. He's the sponsor of this ride. Also, Brian Harrison. Looks like a little body damage there on the car. They're going to actually put a little wedge, take a little wedge out of that car, see if they can improve the handling here on this tight little track. And he's back out and ready to roll. Pit stop's not required here. 22 gallons of fuel. Get out there and run. Be able to find your way around the racetrack. That's what's oh so important here at the legendary Motordrome Speedway. Been racing since 1971. Great experience for drivers young and old. As we go to break, let's take a look at the top 5 here in the Ansel Tire 50. Presented by Mechanical Engine Performance, Kevin Cromer continues to pace the field. Keep an eye on Harvey Harrison. He won at Ona. He's running 3rd. Welcome back to the Super Cup Stock Car Series, racing at Motordrome Speedway just outside of Pittsburgh. And the man who continues to pace the field is the guy that's led about every lap, Kevin Cromer. And we notice right in the 63 car, that's Jimmy Crabtree giving the wave up the track. Caution is out. We have a car spun on the backstretch, and that is the 38 of Tim McLaughlin, who has made contact. Yes, you look at the very right front, the sheet metal banged up there. As he comes in, a solo spin, though, not involving anyone else. That brings out the caution here. That'll slow things down. And on this restart, we'll see if anyone has anything for Cromer. Stephen Cox right now, he's on pit road. The Bochette timepieces, number 21. And they take a little wedge out there so he can get a little bit more handling. His crew chief, J.J. Pack, tells us exactly what they did to get that 21 car right and tight and back up to speed.
We just had to free him up. He was feeling a little tight there in the center, so we wanted to get him caught back up before the leaders got to him. So I think we got him back up on track. I think he'll be able to hang in there. He's not talking too much. He just said it was a little tight there in that run, and he wasn't too happy. So we want to make sure we get it right for him so he can get going.
Handling so very important on all of these race cars. And Tim McLaughlin out of Muncie, Indiana, his night is done as he parks the Chevrolet and exits the car. That's tough to walk away right there. All of these drivers so involved in the end-of-season points championships, the all-star features that come up. And for Tim McLaughlin, it's a night run early. It's the only caution we've had so far in this race. While we've got this opportunity, let's find out how drivers stay cool. Here's Stephen Cox.
The inside of a race car is unbearably hot, over 120 degrees, but there is a brand new, ingenious, and simple way to keep cool. It's called Cool Shirt. I'm wearing one right now. Take a look at this. These are open tubes, and through these tubes runs ice water during the race. Now, where does the ice water come from? It comes from this. Cool Shirt's own cooler system that holds the ice water. Take a look at these 2 tubes right there. Those tubes evacuate the water and run around the driver's seat. Now the whole system plugs in to this. This actually goes into my shirt. I plug the black tubes into the inlet and the outlet, and I turn the system on, and ice water runs through my suit, and it's the most amazing feeling you've ever had in your life. And it's so easy to do for me. When I'm sitting in the driver's seat, all I have to do is flick the switch that says Cool Shirt, and the magic happens.
We get set to restart. Kevin Cromer, the 77, the 63 of Jimmy Crabtree. They've been up front all night long. Joining the fray, the 51 of Harvey Harrison as the green flag comes out. Cromer's had a very nice tight line. It seems to have good power coming out of the corners. 63 Crabtree continues to find a way around him. Has not been able to be successful, but he's tried every single spot on the track. Lou Ansel dropped out of competition a little bit earlier tonight. This track bears the Ansel Tire 50 moniker for sponsorship. Let's check into the pits to find out what put Lou on the sideline.
Come down with some kind of an oil leak, and I could smell it and I could see it, and I just decided I didn't want to take a chance on damaging my engine. And I came in and decided we can live the race another day.
Again, another smart racer is going to put on the sideline, but that is so very, very tough to do. On board with Stephen Cox in the 21 ride, we continue to look up there and see the other road racer who makes a nice pass around the bright yellow number 7 of Jason Roberts out of West Virginia. If you ever come to a race, you'll definitely notice that number 7 ride. The number 7 staying low. Stephen Cox trying to find the right line. Spark's been flying all over this track tonight. Handling has been key for the guys up front. And as we see the battle up front, Jimmy Crabtree in the 63 really on the tail of Kevin Cromer. Also joining the battle now, Jody Harrison. These 4 guys have all been involved in spins, wrecks, and points battles throughout. As we talk about that, the 63 tails around there, Jimmy Crabtree, it appears. The 75 of Jody Harrison may have had a little contact there. No caution comes out as Crabtree just loops his ride. Let's go back on board here. You see the 75 charging up. He'll make slight contact there on the 63, just enough to get him spun around. Harvey Harrison, the 51, stays out of trouble. Cromer, very close. He may have got a little piece of that too. And as we look at the rear of the 77 on board the 63, nope, the tap happens, the spin happens, and Cromer continues to just run a perfect line. No caution here, so he stretches out his lead just a little bit. That in the 77. A big night, a lap leader from the very beginning. Kevin Cromer, it's his night at Motordrome Speedway so far. Lots of racing left. Jimmy Crabtree running second, Harvey Harrison third, Jody Harrison in fourth, and J.P. Crabtree, the rookie, right now in fifth. Welcome back to the Ansel Tire Outlet 50 at Motordrome Speedway. The laps are winding down, and Kevin Cromer continues to be the class of the field so far. Right behind him, racing for position, the 51, Harvey Harrison, and the 75 of Jody the Hurricane Harrison. Battle for first place. Cromer has been able to wheel that stock car, that heavy body 105-inch wheelbase stock car perfectly every single night, light off the corners. A lot of speed coming off the corners. He may give up a little horsepower on the back of the front stretch, but he's been able to handle the corners just about perfect. Several drivers have tried to get around him. Right now it's the 51 of Harvey Harrison's turn, and he's not having much luck either. But he's going to stick that fender right up there close, and on the inside, the 75 of Jody Harrison. And you'll notice, as they get down there to the corner, this battle for first place heating up right now. Harvey Harrison, the winner at Ona Speedway to kick off this Super Cup Stock Car Series. And Cromer, he had a win last year. He's looking to get a win tonight. 51, Harrison, going to try to make it on the backstretch, and he's not going to have the horses to do it. Cromer drifts up high. Harrison continues to try just to get a fender around there. And as they come down the front straightaway, let's see if Harrison can make it happen. Cromer continues to just sail that car around here. Not so sure if he's got all the horsepower, but he really has the perfect line. Waiting in the wings, Jody Harrison of the 75 as the laps wind down here at Motordrome Speedway. Last year on the Super Cup Stock Car Series, 5 different winners, 5 different tracks. This is round number 2. Ona Speedway found Harvey Harrison as your winner. Right now, Kevin Cromer. He's led from the green flag. Problems with the 75 car, that's probably brakes. Jody Harrison seems to have that trouble from time to time with the brakes fading away. It doesn't appear to be horsepower related as he continues to cycle around. One of the great things about these rides, 11.5 to 1 compression, 364 cubic inches, steel blocks, and 600 plus horsepower. And the 77 ride has been all horsepower, but I have been impressed with the way he's been able to take that car and put it exactly where he wants it, lap in and lap out. White flag is out. The 51 ride of Harvey Harrison will try to get around him. He's tried this move several times tonight, and he just can't seem to pull it off. Again, Kevin Cromer just puts that car exactly where he wants. Harvey Harrison's going to try again, and the checkered flag will fall, and Kevin Cromer will win the Ansel Tire Outlet 50 at Motordrome Speedway. That's his first win this season and his second career victory on the Super Cup Stock Car Series. A nice win for Kevin Cromer. Harvey Harrison finishes second, Jody Harrison third, Jimmy Crabtree in number 4. Kevin Cromer, who had a tough week trying to get an engine installed in his ride. And let's go down to victory lane now to hear Kevin Cromer talk about his night.
It was a hard race. I know JP Crabtree runs pretty good. I didn't know if I could get him on the start, and I just kept working him on the outside and eventually got ahead of him. Jimmy put a lot of pressure to me, and then Harvey put pressure to me, and I figured if I run a good line and with the horsepower we had under the hood tonight, I just keep the car out front, and I think we could bring it home, and that's what I did. I was beating them off the corners according to my spotter, and I think that's pretty much what won the race. They probably outhandled me in the corners a little bit, but I was beating them off the corner.
With the win, that puts Kevin Cromer second in the season points standings. Big night for Kevin as he picks up the Bochette Super Cup race winner watch. All the winners on the series get that beautiful timepiece, and it puts them in the all-star event. Let's check out with the rest of the field and get their comments on tonight's run.
Oh, man, we had a blast tonight. We finished second. We all had some good, clean racing, and I think that's the way racing should be, man. A lot of side-by-side stuff, and I want to thank my team owner, Summer Harrison. I also want to thank my sponsors, Southern Coal and the Good Lord. That's my biggest sponsor on the hood. But the race, it was short. I felt like I needed 100 laps, but other than that, it was all good.
Oh, man, it was a good race. It was tight. Top three cars you could throw a blanket over, man. Kevin Cromer, he had a good car tonight. He was keeping her on the bottom. He wasn't cutting nobody no slack there. Harvey, he was keeping her on the bottom too, so I was just trying to stay up there with him as long as I could. About lap 40, started losing a little bit of brake pedal, so I kind of eased off of it and figured third was better than crashing.
Congratulations to Kevin Cromer. He picks up the win of the Ansel Tire Outlet 50 at Motordrome Speedway. Jimmy Crabtree finishes in fourth. Number 5, the highest placed rookie, J.P. Crabtree. Rob Morris picks up the Charlie Canterbury Hard Charger Award. Brandon Harrison and Jason Roberts, a tip of the hat, their best finishes ever in a big, heavy old stock car. Up next on the Super Cup Stock Car Series, we're on to Manassas, Virginia, Old Dominion Raceway. I'm Doc Riley. Thanks for watching. This is a Sopwith Motorsport Television production.